Right. Yeah, you're right.
What sells, because of the conflict that is taking place around the world, and some of the Muslim countries, Islamic countries, they would like to paint these people as being enemies of the United States. It is clear that some of the actions of these individuals have themselves portrayed them as being enemies of the United States. And our belief Islamically is that from the Quran, whoever's a criminal gets punished. If you're a Muslim criminal, you're going to get punished. If you're a Christian criminal, you're going to get punished. But at the same time, we don't, and I guess I should say that if you're a Jewish criminal, you're going to get punished. If you're a non-denominational criminal, you're going to get punished. You're not free from punishment because you are any particular faith. If you do wrong, there's a punishment that's there for you. I think the wrong thing is that to portray an entire race or group of people, however they've been categorized, as being bad because there have been a few who have done that. If this is the case, then America never is going to heal. Because look at all the bad white people
absolutely
that were here. We can't say that all white people are this way,
right,
because a few decided to do that, even if a few still exist today that persist in doing these things. We have to assess them on their own individual merits and not lump them as one group and say that because the color of your skin or the texture of your hair or the color of your eyes that you're a bad individual. Now, even because you live in a certain neighborhood, you shouldn't be deemed to be bad. Like the Muslims I shouldn't say Muslim, but the people who live in ghettos, because you have blacks and whites and Hispanics that live in these neighborhoods who want good, upstanding lives for themselves. They don't want to be identified as being unworthy or
right,
a bad individual because a few from their particular community have done wrong.
So you believe the media creates stereotypes?
I believe that they create stereotypes. I believe that they energize these stereotypes because it sells newspapers or magazines or news presentations. I mean, that's what sells. Earlier when we were talking, I said that if a man went home from work after working 8 hours a day and hugged and kissed his wife, took a shower, came downstairs, ate, talked with his kids, and they went to bed, you're never going to see that on the news because that's not news. But if this same man came home, killed his wife and kids, took a shower, came downstairs and ate his food, that's going to be on the news that night, if not sooner.
Right.
Because that's just the game that the press plays. And so that's why programs such as this, Real Talk, and I believe that there will be more programs like this that are going to surface because it gives the listener, whether they're Americans or not Americans, an opportunity to come face to face with what is the reality of living here in the United States. I think the United States is a great place to grow and to develop, whether you're Muslim or whether you're not Muslim. You referred to the individual who became a senator. I believe was it a senator?
Yeah.
Who wanted to be sworn in on the Quran.
It was a lot of fuss about that. And now I can't necessarily say that all white people that oppose him using the Quran are bigots. But I would say that they're small-minded and they don't have full comprehension of what the First Amendment, allows you to do. Because what they were saying is that, I heard some people in the press were talking about how, this can open the doors. It's no restrictions, and I mean, this is the United States of America.
Well,
and this, you got people from all over the world, every country. Somebody is in the United States of America practicing their religion. So I don't really see how that is a violation in any sort. Well, how do you feel about that?
We have to understand that as human beings, we're creatures of conditioning, and when you see responses like that, oftentimes these are knee-jerk responses by practically more, or the majority, but they're guided and selected responses by the few who have something to prove or something particular political stance in order to publicize. What happens is they forget that the beginnings of America was about religious freedom. It was the freedom to worship the way that an individual felt. Well, what it's become is, by the few, not by the many, it's become a drive, a push that you're free to worship whatever you want to worship, as long as it's the same thing that I worship.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
And actually, that's anti-American.
Well, I agree with you on that. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to take a little intermission. When we come back, we're going to talk about the true meaning of a jihad, and we're also going to ask Mr. Abu Muhammad, who actually asked him, how does he feel seeing an African American take the White House? Because I know you lived through the civil rights and all that type of stuff like that. So, and how you feel that Muslim people all over the world, viewed that. Not only that, but how do you think that, the media tried to sway that? But we'll be right back, and we're going to have a lot more from Mr. Abu Muhammad. And this is Real Talk Radio. I'm your host, Giuliano, and we'll be back in about, a couple of minutes. Y'all be good.